long division, day 2.
Good.
So let's start out with one kind of like yesterday. I can find my number 1. Okay, here it is. Oh my gosh. Number 1. X squared plus X plus 12 divided by X minus 5. Okay, so go ahead and set it up if you remember how yesterday, or look back at your notes. The difference today is, well, we're going to do a couple longer ones, but also the remainder will be 0. So I'm going to show you how you set that up. Was anyone not here yesterday? Okay, good. So you've all at least seen this. Okay, so X minus 5 goes on the outside. And then X squared plus X plus 12 on the inside. Okay, so then remember we start here with just this first term. What times X gives me X squared? Good, X. And remember, line everything up. Okay, after you put up here on the top, what do? Multiply. So I'm going to go X times X, X squared, and X times negative 5, negative 5X. What do right here? Yes, change your sign. So this becomes a minus, and this becomes a plus. So then add going down this column here. X plus 5X is 6X, and bring down the next term. Okay, then let's do it again. What times X gives me 6X? Good, plus 6. Multiply again. 6 times X, 6X. And then 6 times negative 5, negative 30. Make sure you change your signs, because now you're going to start getting remainders, and if you get the wrong remainder, your answer is still incorrect. So change that to a positive, and so I get 42. So when you line this up, when you get to this last number here, this should be your last step once you multiply that out. Okay, so now when I have a remainder, this is how we write it. I'm going to put the x plus 6 first. That's what I got up here, x plus 6. And then this is a positive 42, so I just say plus. And you just make this a fraction. 42 divided by x minus 5. So it's just 42 over this. Because it's saying I have just a little tiny bit left that didn't go into it evenly. So that is your answer. If your remainder is 0, then it would just look like that, x plus 6. Okay, so we're going to do one now. Instead of x squared, we're going to do an x cubed. I'm going to go to my other sheet. So number 2. Nothing changes here. It's just a tiny bit longer, and we won't go any longer than this. So I want you to start that one and see where you get. This one's a little bit special. When you set it up and you start it, you'll see what happens. So go ahead and start it. figure out the first part? What times x gives you x cubed? X squared, right. Remember, if I have 1x and I'm trying to get to 3, I have 1. This is adding, so you're just missing 2. So that's what goes up top. Okay, now I multiply x squared times x cubed, and x squared times negative 1, negative x squared. So change your signs. This becomes minus, this becomes plus. When I add these, what do I get? You get 0. So since nothing is here, I'm going to bring down the next 2 terms. So I bring down the negative 2x and the 8. Because normally we have something here and then I bring down 1 term. You always want at least 2. If there's 2 out here, you want 2 here. So now I do it again. What times x gives me negative 2x? Negative 2. Now, since it's negative 2, it doesn't have an x in it, I'm going to line it up over here. That way I know that I'm almost to the end here. Okay, I don't put above the x. So multiply again. Negative 2 times x, negative 2x. And negative 2 times negative 1 is positive 2. So change your signs. Plus, minus. 8 minus 2 is 6. So our answer is x squared minus 2 plus, what's my little fraction over here? 6 over x minus 1. Perfect. Okay, so before I do number 3, look at number 2 and look at this piece right here. This is called, do you remember the word for this that goes inside the box? Dividend is what's inside. Okay, so here I have x to the third. I have x squared. This is x to the first. And then what's this one? X to the 0, right, because we don't write that. Okay, what do you think would happen if this was missing? And you go to put this in here and you didn't write this, what would happen? Would you be able to still do it? And you wouldn't have your nice pretty lines like this. Okay, so when you look at these and you look at your dividend, look and see if this starts with x3, it should go 3, 2, 1, and then your number. Okay, so look at this next one I'm going to put up here. Number 3 is x3 minus, oh no, sorry, minus x, where is it? Oh, I'm writing the same one. Oh my goodness. 3x to the third. Sorry, I was writing the same problem over again. There we go. Okay, so look at this, your dividend here. It goes x3, x2, and then it goes to negative 2. What's missing? The x, right? So the x to the first is missing. So I want right here underneath this or somewhere make a note. If there is a missing term, you need to put in a placeholder. Okay, so if I write just x, what's the coefficient here in front of x? A 1. If I put a 1x in here, that's going to change the whole problem. So I have to just put in a 0x because that is just the same as 0. Okay, so let's write out our problem here. We have x minus 1 on the outside. And on the inside I have 3x to the third minus 5x squared, and then I'm going to put my placeholder in, plus 0x minus 2. way everything still lines up nicely. Okay, so let's work this one out. What times x gives me 3x to the third? Perfect. 3, because I don't have a 3 here, so I need the 3, and then I need 2 x's. So 3x squared. Now multiply. 3x squared times x is 3x to the third minus 3x squared. Change your signs. Don't forget to change your signs. So this is minus and this is plus. So negative 5 plus 3 is negative 2x squared, and bring down the next term. Okay, so work it again. What times x gives you negative 2x squared? Negative 2x. So if this is negative, then up here should be negative. Negative 2x. Multiply it out. Negative 2x times x is negative 2x squared. And negative 2x times negative 1, positive 2x. Change your signs. So plus, minus. So that's going to be negative 2x, and bring down the last term, negative 2. Again, this is the longest one we'll do, where we have x cubed. We're almost done. So what times x gives me negative 2x? Negative 2. And then multiply it one last time. Negative 2 times x, negative 2x. And negative 2 times negative 1 is positive 2. Change your signs. Plus, minus. So I get minus 4. So our final answer, 3x squared minus 2x minus 2. So since my remainder is negative here, I'm going to just put a negative here, and then I'll make my fraction. 4 over x minus 1. So I just put the negative right here. If you put plus and then the negative 4 up here, it's the same thing. So either way. Okay, I have 2 more for you, but they're not long division. They're actually a lot easier. Is anyone still writing number 3? Okay, so last 2. When you look at number, like this one we did, I'm taking this polynomial and I'm dividing it by what? How many terms are here? 2, a binomial. Okay, we're going to do 2 of them where we divide by a monomial, and they're way, way easier. So I'm on number 4. So 15x to the 5th minus 10x to the 3rd minus 5x squared. Divide by 5x squared. So before we do that, I want to do this with you because I think you're going to get it real quick. If I gave you this little equation, you don't have to write this, and I said solve for y, what would you do? Divide by 2. And over here, what do? Do I divide just one of them or both of them by 2? Both of them by 2. Same thing here. If I have this 5x squared, I'm going to divide it under this one, and under this one, and under this one. Okay, so you can write, I'm going to write this first one out so you can see it. You don't have to write it out if you don't need to. Some of you, it might be better. So I'm just taking each one from the top and dividing it by the bottom. So just divide your numbers like regular. 15 divided by 5 is 3. What do I do with exponents when I divide? Good, subtract. So x to the third minus 10 divided by 5 is 2. X to the first, which I'll just leave. 3 minus 2 is 1. What's 5 divided by 5? 1. So minus 1. What happens to my x squareds? They go away. So just because these go away, I still have the minus 1 here. I see a lot of people think, oh, this whole term cancels out. But think, 5 divided by 5 is still 1. Okay, even if I had like minus x3 over x3, the x3's cancel, yes, but it's still a negative 1 that's left there. And this is your answer. You're done. So a lot shorter than long division. All right, last one. All right, so try that last one. And then I'll put up the answer. So if it helps you to make all of these little fractions, then go ahead and do it. It might help you not make small errors if you write it out like that. All right, so your answer should be 8a to the 5th minus 2a to the 3rd plus 4a squared. What happens to my a cubes? They cancel. I'm just left with this. You don't have to do anything with that. It doesn't reduce, so just leave it. If they give you a fraction, leave it as a fraction. If they give you a decimal, you can leave it as a decimal. All right, so no homework tonight. Tomorrow we're going to do another type of division, but it's kind of a trick to long division for some of it. It's not horrible, but no homework.